Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another week of Street Fighter League Pro-JP 2021. This week we have so many more matches to go through with some of the best players in the business of Street Fighter V. This week we actually have 3 days worth of Street Fighter League to get through. And to top things off, we have the official English broadcast for you all going on live right now. Again, be sure to set your calendars each and every one of these days because myself and Xian are going to be going through all the action for all of these teams. But before we get into it, before we introduce to you what teams are going to be playing against who, Xian, I got to ask you, how are you feeling about this week's team battles, my man?
I've been waiting for this week's team battle because there'll be 3 days for this week, and I've been really excited. So right now I'm gonna be explaining to you guys the home and away system. The away team has to choose their character first, and the sequence that they have to be played out. The first one will be a first to 1, as long as the second one will be first to 1 as well. The third match will be 2 points, and that will be the last match, which a very, very important factor. There will also be a first to 3. There will be 1 reserve in each team, and they can choose the order they're gonna send out. But the away team has to choose the order out first, which is a very big disadvantage. What do you think, Vicious?
Right. Yeah, so it is a significant change up from prior Street Fighter League tournaments, right? In prior seasons, we had the ban rule in full effect, but now that we have the home and away rule established, right? Again, with the away team being at the disadvantage, they have to put their order up first. That gives home team a full-on advantage to get the counter picks going. And you saw first, right out the gate, the first 2 matches that we see between those first 2 players, right? The first 2 sets, all of them are going to be best of 3 up until the anchor match, which is going to be a best of 5. So again, pretty huge significance going into it in terms of getting that strategy going. And you can see a lot of planning that goes into it, right? Today we have Sai Shunkan Soul Kumamoto going up against Good 8 Squad, as well as Como Foundation Nation and Shinobi is Engaging Gaming. But we have so many more to go through, right? Tomorrow we have another set of matches with Nagoya Ojo Body Stars versus Gyogun, as well as the V6 plus FAZ Roto Z team going up against Mildum Beast. And then even after that, on the 21st, a whole nother set of matches, right? So we're pretty much gunning them back to back to back all this week. 3 matches going in for both me and Xian, so a lot to walk through and a lot to look forward to.
This will be a very tiring week for the players, but I know they are just looking as forward, as excited. Especially you're gonna do a recap of the matches and the scores last week. You have Team Nagoya Oja Body Star, taking a draw against Sai Shukan So 2-2. Reason is the away having 2-point match leading, making it 2-2. And again, another draw from Roto Z, V6 FAV, Roto Z, and Gyugun, as well as the away match winning. With a lot of the away 2-point matches, the big general, or you call it the last man, taking the 2 points. But then we also have a full sweep rare from Mildum Beast, 4-0 against Detonation. That is a sick one, and I do think that moving forward, they'll be one of the very, very square squad. Today, they'll be playing as well, but this time will be on the away side.
Yeah, and then we saw the end of that as well. Good 8 Squad that went up against Shinobiism. They actually got a 3-1 win over. That was actually the first time we saw the anchor, the anchor matches actually broken in terms of the curse, right? Of the anchor match always being favorable for the away team. This is the current standings of what you can expect for all these teams, right? Good 8 Squad and Team FAV currently sitting at 7 points apiece tied. Of course, Good 8 Squad having the better overall record. With all things considered, FAV actually got that extra point that they have on their pretty much score sheet because of the fact that Tokido won the pre-season game.
Yeah, overall, I would say that actually Good 8 Squad does a lot better because Tokido scored 2 points during the pre-season, adding on, to what they have right now. Good 8 Squad is the one that won almost every single match, with Gachikun only losing 1 match throughout the whole season till now. So I think that is very, very awesome record. They have a really strong squad and stuff. And today, they'll be playing on the away side and facing against Sai Shukan So Kumamoto, which is Nemo's team. And I know something about what Nemo just tweeted is he just said that there's no problem for his team to fight against Zangief.
Ooh. You know, as important as that is, that only eliminates one of the threats in the matchup, right? For Good 8 Squad. That directly targets Kichipamu, but that all depends on whether or not the away team decides to put him in, if they know that kind of intel. I wouldn't be surprised if they snipe each other's social media, right? But Good 8 Squad, even without the Zangief pick, they have 3 huge threats with Gachikun with that Rashid, Kawano with that Colleen, and Pugera with that Balrog. So we'll see what Saishun Kansou Kumamoto has to deal with this godlike squad with Good 8, actually.
And now we got a Gachikun, the Capcom Cup champion. They'll be showing the trailer right now. Kawano, you know, Intel World Champion and the Evo Champion and the Topanga World Champion. And Pugera, this is a big hit squatter. Pugera has been getting really hot lately with this boxer. Very unique playstyle. And we got the Kichipamu with the Zangief. Young new generation taking over. Going to take over the role of Itabashi, I believe. And they'll be putting up the sequence right now.
What's wild about the Good 8 Squad is their entire composition is made up of players that have been here before in Street Fighter League, right? In comparison to a team like Sai Shunkan Sol Kumamoto, Nemo, the Violent Emperor, leading the pack, as well as Shuto, one of the young guns, another Urian player on the up and coming, of course, followed by the legendary beast himself, Nishikin. Not Daigo the Beast, but rather the Wild Beast, Nishikin, and one of the newcomers in Street Fighter League, Yanai with that G, whom we haven't really seen as much yet, right? A little bit of weariness coming in from this team.
You haven't even seen Yana came out because I believe he has food poisoning from what I see from his Twitter for the last 2 times they have to play. But today, he has the G against Zangief. We also have Nemo, which is really doesn't like about Zangief. Nashikin, a good Blanca pick against Zangief. You know, so I really don't think that today we'll be seeing Zangief on the away side. Clarifying on the rules again, you want to be on the home side and not the away side because of the disadvantage. And each team will take turn to actually be on the home and the away side.
Ooh, okay. So this is pretty significant, right? Kawano is actually put on the bench, on the reserve for the away team this week. Tell me a little bit about how significant that is, because Kichipamu is now put in first against the home team.
I'm really surprised that they still decided to put Kichipamu out, you know, even for a one-pie match. I think it's very surprising. Nemo's team has 2 Urian. You know, Shuto, and you know, we have Nemo, and Nishikin has a Blanca, which is good against Zangief, and you have one of the real bad matchup of the game, Yanai, G versus Zangief. This will be really bad because G is one of the strongest character against Dhalsim in this game at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised they are smiling at that Zangief pick right there. You know, along with putting G, we'll be seeing a really terrible match that you haven't seen in Street Fighter yet. So I'm not sure if what they're discussing, but they definitely has pre-planned before that. So we'll see who they were picking up for the first match.
Well, Shuto was pretty much out of his seat. Nemo was asking if any of the team needed a bathroom break. Despite all the members saying that they are ready for today, Shuto made sure to fully take advantage of that and probably went to the bathroom first. But Nemo does have a certain strategy going forward, I'd imagine, with this interview for their team. Looking forward to seeing how they're going to utilize the young gun Yanai in this matchup.
Yeah, and Nemo has been the anchor match for like 2 in a row. Okay, we got Nishikin against, you know, Kichipamu. You're saving the G, you know, this time. Very surprised, you know. I'm not very surprised because like there's just so many good matchups that Nemo's team can be picking up to fight against Zangief, and I know Kichipamu will be ready. This is just the first match. It will be a 1 point, but then it's going to be really significant if the home team is not able to take down this match, because this may be the most advantaged match throughout the whole team from what I see.
Right. Right, being able to start off strong is going to be very important with at least the morale of the team. Getting this kind of match would be very vital. Nishikin has not had the best of starts lately because he did have that that matchup, I believe, in the third day where he had to face off against, I think it was Akira. Yeah, lost to Akira 0-2. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he has been losing the 2 matches through, on the first week and the second week, so he doesn't have a good start. So having this matchup will be really important because this is a good matchup, and I know Nishikin has a very good track record against Itabashi. Now it's time for him to face the young Itabashi. Look at that smile from Nemo. That is a 9 out of 10 right there.
I have not seen this kind of facial expression from him ever. Actually, since the last time he extended his handshake towards Itabashi Zangief. That was the last time I saw him smirk that hard before.
Yes, he seems to be really happy that he now don't have to face a Zangief, and he's sending his teammates, which happen to all have a pretty good matchup of characters against Zangief. I really honestly want to see Yanai fighting Zangief, but although this couldn't be the case, but it'll be such a fun time seeing Nemo smiling while, you know, playing a matchup like this. But he's the reserve today, you know, even though he's smiling that much, it's still really surprising that he decided not to come out, you know, to play, you know, despite being the anchor twice, you know, for his team for the last 2 times.
Yeah, getting a very significant W against MOV the last time they played against Team Nagoya Oja Body Stars, right? Nemo actually got those points for his team. Just a little bit of a fun fact, a little bit of a trivia. Nemo and Shuto actually went to Kumamoto for work recently, and they ate some pretty good food and enjoyed themselves there. Hence why you saw the gigantic smirk on Nemo's face. That was what was being said right before, as you know, the matches were getting set up. Just for all of those that are non-Japanese native speakers, we do have the translation on deck, so thank you to the production, and big shout outs to the production for putting that work in there. But Nishikin is going to be first up against Kishipamu.
Yeah, and they're going to be really refreshed from the trip. The 2 Europe players enjoying good food, you know, and now it's time for Nishikin to show his power for the first match. I want him to get his first win because this will boost a lot of confidence, and I think that's very important because he is one of the OG of this team, Saishu Kanso Kumamoto. He needs to get a great start, and I will look forward to something big, you know, happening for this team. They hasn't really been getting off a great start. With Nemo being on the bench today, will this change? We'll be seeing how you'll be going.
And again, to kind of refresh everybody's memory as we get into these matches, right? We do see at the top of the screen, or at least, you know, the top of the stadium, you see the home team, you see the away team. The big significance there is that the away team is always forced to give their order first so that the home team gets the advantage to counter pick accordingly. And again, all of these matches from the, you know, from the start, it's always going to be 2 first to 3s, or sorry, 2 best of 3s, I should say, 1 point each. And of course, the anchor match always going to be best of 5 worth 2 points. The anchor match being very, very important. Again, you see what it's going to be like, where it's going to be streamed at, and of course, and you know, how many or how often we're going to be streaming this week. So mark your calendars. It's going to be pretty insane. Seoul, Team Seoul going up against Good 8 Squad. Here we go. Let's see if they have what it takes.
We got a beast right here, V skill 2, V trigger 2, you know, and this is gonna be a pretty much keep away game. We expect nothing special, you know, from the OGs playing their typical strong, experienced keep away game. And the young gun, you know, Kichipamu will be trying to getting in right here while trying to hop around the V skill 2 of Blanca.
You can see a lot of comfort in Kichipamu's movement, right? He's very confident, and he's reassured that his medium punches are going to land. It's just a lot of, I feel like, matchup knowledge, which is kind of wild because how often do you face off against a Blanca? Kichipamu is totally complacent with just walking forward.
Yep, and as you can see, Kichipamu is always, Nishikin is always make sure he's not gonna get to the corner. You see how he spanned his 1 meter, nice V-shift right there. That could have been an advantage for Zangief at that situation. That was a perfect V-shift to avoid getting into that 50-50 situation. Again, nice catch there from Kichipamu. not allowing him to do the lariat right there.
Oh, that could have been huge. Could have been a light into V trigger, but still the Blanca ball into the V trigger too. I like that from Nishikin, playing a nice safe space the whole time. I was gonna say, man, there's a lot of heavies that kind of land from Kichipambu. That's gonna hit. Let's go. First critical art.
You have to play in a different way when you're playing a bad matchup. I really like Kichipambu's swiftness to just go in for the CA right there. Now that he has the health lead, Nishikin has to be the one to try to make a move right here. This will be a little bit tricky to see how it's gonna score the comeback. He has the V trigger 2 on deck, and we know Nishikin is very gimmicky, you know, when it comes to utilizing his V trigger 2.
Right. Oh, you caught the landing frames on that? That was insane.
That range right there, okay, activating.
Oh,
nice punish.
Yeah, trying to flex that in the first place, I feel like, yeah, that would have been a giant punish.
And now Nishikin put himself in a pretty good situation right here, you know. Still, he's not really trying to build his V skill 2, he's just trying to score a little bit more damage so that he can get the CA, you know, on that. He still has a chance, but almost.
Yeah.
Another V skill 2.
That's, you know, we talked about this before, Xian. One of the biggest shortcomings about Blanca is that even if you have critical art, it's so difficult to actually get a solid confirm into it.
Because Blanca don't have a good way. Nice cross out right there from the anti-air. And the EX roll, what a position right there. You can see that Nishikin is so experienced like in, you know, sacrificing his damage of the combo, but making sure that he is not near the corner. We see an EX rainbow roll incoming. You know, he's very near the corner. There, we got it. I like how Kichipambu knows that move is coming and is actually backing off, waiting for it. The mind game back and forth between these two players is amazing. And the dash right there.
That's huge for Nishikin. Now he has so much estate to work with. He gets to control the screen and be a nuisance with this V skill 2. Not only is he chipping away at Kichipambu, he's also building himself significant V gauge and some meter while playing this keep away game, frustrating him. I like that, sneaking in the throw.
Yep, there's definitely the OG style of playing, you know, the keep away game right here. He has a lot of space, but now that he has some meter, I don't like the dash right there. Okay, this may be the beginning. The Oki right here, what is it gonna be? And the punish. I really like how he back dashes it, but the Kichipambu was still committed to the punish. And now, one chance.
Oh, punish! Oh. Plus
He
frames
almost got
afterwards.
the punish.
Look at the chip!
So
my
gimmicky. That V trigger 2, that was amazing usage of the V trigger 2. The way he was moving his ball, you know, until Kichipambu couldn't recognize when it is safe and when it is not, when it is plus, when it is minus. That was very, very good usage of V trigger 2 there from Nishikin. Also establishing a really good momentum for his team.
And that was wild too, because Nishikin actually backed away and still ended up getting critical arted in that round with a huge deficit. But the amount of chip damage that Blanca pumps out was very surprising, to say the least.
Yep, so Blanca, the reason why it has a good matchup against Zangief is you can't really punish the light Blanca roll, which is Kichipambu has to use the flex or the parry or lariat, you know, to try to actually, you know, absorb it, you know, to do something. That is one nice crush counter right there. That was huge. And the read.
Oh, he didn't go for the guaranteed damage. Oh! I thought he was gonna do suction on the way down, but
yeah, sometimes Zangief likes to sacrifice the guaranteed damage right there, you know, just to get the Oki. Didn't really work out, but so far it's still a pretty good situation. Nice cancellation into the breaking up the armor.
There's a little bit of frustration settling in. A little bit of impatience as well coming in from Kichipambu. Just getting hit raw by the V skill 2 and a little bit of a reaction you saw on the top right from his camera.
And there you can see now Kichipambu is using the lariat as reaction against the light Blanca ball. You know, so wow, I was so surprised. Nishikin is so good at using those dashes. And it was a nice combo.
That was sick.
now there's a lot of space for Nishikin to work with again. You know, keeping the slow weight. Right now, Kichipamo has to be frustrated. It's really game point for Nishikin right here with almost the same health right there. Kichipamo is trying to predict something.
Yeah, one solid read will be pretty much the demise. Actually, no, I take that back. With the amount of meter that Nishikin has, I think he's still going to have that surprise factor of using up ball on reversal, which we haven't seen just yet, or too many times. I guess it was like one time over where he actually tried to get it. Dang, that's far!
That conversion right there from Nishikin, and now he has the B trigger 2 on deck. This is almost a really annoying situation right there. I like the activation and the punish that was so godlike. Freezes the time right there, you know, just to go for the Blanca ball in order to punish the activation from Kichipamu. That was knowledge right there, knowing what he's waiting for, reaction, executing on point, and taking a match. You know, Nemo didn't say it wrong. He said his team was very ready for Zangief, and I guess he's right.
Man, that was, you know, it looked like there was a lot of comfort and confidence coming in from Kichipamu, but it was actually quite the other way around. Nishikin pretty much dismantled that matchup and showed us all how to play it as Blanca, right? Very unexpected, because how often have we seen that matchup? Very rarely. Nishikin being the character specialist as Blanca, pretty much taking down everything that Kichipamu had and playing the game very, very slowly, but in full control.
Yep, and this is the first win for Nishikin, so don't forget this is also the first appearance for Nishikin, you know, in the SFL. This will boost some confidence, and I think this is gonna net the beginning of the comeback, you know, for Team Saishukan. So let's predict who is it gonna go next for the second one. What do you think?
That's going to be tough. Pugera is going to be next up to bat. It's either going to be Shuto or Yanai, right? I think I might like G in the matchup a little bit more than Urian, but I think they're going to test it out a little bit with Yanai.
Okay, we got a stats right here. Although it's a very fast one, we see Nishikin having 5 out of 7 invincible hitting. That was a very, very great record right here. Even though I don't remember the stats having 5/7. Okay, I think I'll have the discussion right here. Let's see who they will be going. You like Yanai, and I think this is his first appearance. I would think that only Daigo's team, Mutant Beast, can put a character like Dan on the last slot. You know, someone with no experience. I do think that Shuto is probably gonna be the last guy taking the 2-point match. You know, you're gonna be fighting, I think, Gachikun, you know, for the 2-point match. I don't see how we're gonna put Yanai, which is very strong, I think, but I think lack of some experience to be holding such a great responsibility. There we go. Right. I think we had the correct stats right now.
I can't believe it. We'll talk about a fun fact a little bit later, but you can see the stats right there. 5 out of 7 in the anti-air department. 0 for 1. That was the one time we saw EX up ball get severely punished by Kichipamu, but it still didn't amount to enough. We see the anti-air 100% rating coming in from Kichipamu with the lariat, by the way. No chance for an invincible reversal. I'd imagine critical art is the only way you could actually utilize that stat. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe
it's not an EX reversal, but you know, it's something.
Yep. So going into the 1 minute right now, for Team Saishukan to decide who they want to come out to be facing against Barok. But thinking about what Nemo has said, Pugera has said before, he does have some problem against Urian. You know, so if that is the case, can we suppose that a Urian, which is Shuto in this case, since Nemo is the reserve, may be coming out? Hey, Nemo saying he's good. That was a fast
one. We're good,
one.
Right? Everyone else, okay. I really like Nemo's character when it comes to light, right? Even prior to the home team discussion, he had this look on his face after seeing Zangief lose. He was absolutely ecstatic about it. And they're actually putting Yanai up against Pugera.
Why are you always right about who is the next player coming out? You have been 100% on it. Like you are actually really sick on this.
I'm really good at guessing.
The guessing game is very on point. I think Yanai needs the guessing game. As a G player, he needs you to be blessing him if he wants to get his win right there. G has a lot to do, a lot of guessing in terms of the knockdown, so we'll be seeing that'll be a pretty nice match for Yanai, since every time that he knocks Pugera boxer down, there's some guessing game involved, since there's no reversal or wake up reversal from Barok.
Yeah. True. Very, very true. That's going to be pretty important, right? The best he has is a 3-frame normal. It's not going to be enough, because if G keeps putting you in a meaty situation, it'll be kind of tough to get out overall. Very cool. Pugera turned 30 yesterday. Man, I had a very brief interaction with him when he came to California for an older version of Street Fighter he was participating in. We went out, I think it was for his birthday as well. I don't remember exactly what the event was, but that's so cool. I didn't realize he was turning 30. He spent his birthday practicing and did a birthday live stream. That's amazing. That's cool. He's a fellow Libra.
That's a commitment, of a player right there, which is gonna be playing and practicing, for his birthday. To him, maybe playing Street Fighter, practicing is the best birthday gift, he could ever get. And he's one of the strongest boxers in the world, so definitely well deserved. And I would like to see him, doing way more damage, which is B skill 2, B triple 1 boxer. Very unique play style as well, catered, the Pugera style.
That's so awesome. If you guys are all fans also of these talented, very, very talented players, be sure to hit them up on Twitter. Again, this is the English broadcast, but you guys are very much so familiar with all of these players. Be sure to hit them up and say, show them your support. If you're a fan of the Good 8 squad, or even if you're a fan of Saishunkan Sol, Kumamoto, any of these players, right? Be sure to check them out on social media, because it'd be nice to see maybe some of the English tweets get read off in, Street Fighter League Japan. But let's talk about the matchup.
So the interesting stuff about Yanai is he actually has a boxer as a secondary. So he would not be unfamiliar with this matchup at all, since he also played boxer to a certain level to be put up as a secondary, even though I have not seen him play boxer at all. But this is gonna be a little bit of advantage, for him, knowing a little bit more. Won't be surprised by anything that Pugera will be putting out.
It's a very valid point. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that as well, because Yanai being having a boxer as a secondary is going to be pretty important just going into it, right? With the way he performed at the tryout tournament, he did end up getting second place, but it's still enough to get himself into the ranks of Street Fighter League. So he's here for a very good reason, being one of the young guns. Nemo having a lot of confidence in him this time around, putting himself in the reserve seat to show off the young gun. And I gotta say, I think the Seoul team has the perfect mix of old guard and new generation, right?
Yes, you're actually right. The new generation being Kawano and Pugera, which has pretty crazy results this year, along with I don't want to call it the old. Kanji-kun is not really that old, but he's definitely the oldest among them. So he's like the leader right there, so it's a very, very good mix, even for characters as well. They don't have any repetition of character, while, Saishu Kanso has a little bit of a repeat because they have 2 Urien. So I think that actually is up to a little bit of disadvantage.
Right, but even with the Saishunkan Seoul team, right, you have Nemo and Mijikin being the older generation, and then Shuto and Yanai being the newer generation as well. So they also have that kind of blend. So this is what we're going to talk about, right? G versus Balrog, or I should say Boxer, because we are in Japanese territory. It is M. Bison.
Okay, this will be first time seeing G. He has messed up 2 in a row, so I'm very excited to see what he has to bring to the table right now. Yanai. Okay, starting out with the zoning game, keeping in the range right here.
And I like Yanai pretty much taking this time to kind of close the gap, right? Or at least force Balrog into the corner. He did take a significant amount of damage, but this is where it gets kind of grimy. If G can keep you locked down in this corner, he doesn't have to worry about the footsie game as much, right? You have no more state to run away from him.
Yeah, you can't even do dash punch at this point because you have to space the dash punch properly. If not, you'll be getting punished. But Pokera seems to be really calm about it. And it looks like there was a crazy whip punish right there, and now it's guessing time for... Look at I like the crap. Look at those ranges and...
Yanai, let's go!
And the delay down medium to get the stun. That was sick. That was a very good performance. Great start right there from Yanai.
Xian, he's nasty.
Right here. We're surprised. This is our first time, you know, like nobody is familiar with him. So I really enjoy what he's bringing up, you know, so far. Okay, it's a fireball game.
Yeah,
with this matchup,
go for it.
I don't think you can do a fireball, you know, properly in this matchup because Pugera has the turn punch, which is his trademark to get through the fireball. So no fireball again for a fireball character like Yanai. So it's all back to the ground game.
And you see Pugera, he was firing a lot more than most. Man, Yanai has been so on point with the spacing in terms of the command grabs and keeping Pugera guessing. Locked down again. He has to sit up for another mix-up. That's gonna be a punish and a stun. He's actually gonna get the game off of this. Yep, into critical art. I gotta say, that was fantastic. Oh, I thought it was gonna be it, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Xian.
Pugera, I would like to say that Pugera has been guessing wrong on every single knockdown, every single Oki and wake up. I don't think Pugera has guessed once correctly so far against Yanai. I guess this is the key, you know, to being a really, really good G player right now. Like, Pugera is not on point with this guessing game at all so far.
I'm paying attention to how active Pugera wants to be in this neutral phase of the game, right? He's still getting bullied his way. He's getting bullied into the corner little by Yanai. And we've seen the kind of discipline Yanai has. He's like, all right, I'm willing to take these dash punches, but if you misplace it, you're -4. I am going to punish you like we just saw right now. Now it's tied up. We see how much harassment, how much range that G has all in the medium buttons. And it's been so pivotal in forcing Balrog to the corner.
And interesting is you look at how Yanai has been whipping out jabs right there. I believe he's buffering the jab into the EX, you know, just in case, you know, one of it actually hits. So this is very good. Oh, I like the counter hit right there. How is Yanai putting him in the corner every single game?
Oh, you're dead.
Empty
you
low.
Actually did again.
What a surprise empty low right there. That is so good right there from Yanai.
Like, you know, you would expect that kind of maneuver, like, really late after conditioning somebody, but I think that was the first time he's taken to the skies and gone for the empty jump low, right?
Yep. That was the first time, and it's very rare to be able to jump, you know, because G is not a character with good air trajectory. And this is also the first time we see Pugera putting, you know, Yanai in the corner, but this is gonna be bringing him to the next corner right here. It's guessing time again. Oh, wow, the young guns.
If he guesses correctly again, it's gonna stun. My God, I am a fan. Yanai.
That's gonna kill.
It's gonna kill. Oh my God, this guy's a beast. 4 rounds straight for the young gun in his debut match into Street Fighter League, taking down one of the legendary players. Pugera with a lot of disdain on his face, a little bit of actually a big amount of disappointment from him. That's pretty significant. Yanai and Team Seoul with 2 W's back to back.
And this is actually Pugera's first loss, you know, in the league so far, and Yanai's first win, or to even say the first appearance. Look at how happy Yanai is. You can't underestimate the happiness of a player, of a young player in the SFL. He is cheering off his camera, hopping. Look at his smile. I have never seen.
This is the sickest. These guys are the sickest team. Let's go.
Look at the synergy from them. They are a very happy team. I don't know about the violent emperor anymore. He used to be like a very cheerful and really nice leader right there, you know, for their teammate to be feeling so happy. I'm even happy for him too. 2-0. That was a good score.
That is a great confidence booster going into their next match, the anchor match between Gachi-kun and Shuto. Shuto has got to be feeling himself after that too. That was brilliant play, of a very brilliant display of how the matchup should be played as G, and the potential mix-ups that could work against a veteran like Pugera, right? Pugera not happy about that, but it is what it is. I'm sure he'll bounce back. Again, suffering his first defeat is never easy, but he still has to have confidence in his captain with Gachi-kun.
I would have to say this is a real underdog team, because I do think that people are expecting Good Squad to be performing very well right here in this match, you know, since they have been doing so well all along. But I guess Saishukan, you know, has proved that they have prepared, they have practiced, and from watching their Twitch, you know, they actually practice in a group right there. 3 of them will be in a group with another player of a Grandmaster or like a Ultimate Grandmaster level, and they will just take turn to practice the matchup that they need, and they'll be advising each other, you know. I think they actually did a lot of preparation work, and it feels like it's very, very different, you know, compared to... I like the hard work is really, really recognized, I felt.
Yeah. We're taking a look at the stats. A bunch of donuts on the screen, but the only significant difference is the fact that Yanai has taken it 2 games straight. Both of these characters not really having the best when it comes to EX uppercuts or EX reversals that are invincible. But you see both characters want to play the ground game, hence why we see the donuts on the screen for the anti-air department as well. So that's just how pretty much the stats break down. We did hear a lot of support coming in from Yanai on Twitter, on social media in general. A lot of the folks that have been watching and that know of Yanai are very happy that he is included into the league. And to be honest, it's a good day to be a Yanai fan with the way that he dismantled one of the key components of the Good 8 squad, aka Pugera in that Balrog.
And this is a real Street Fighter match right there with these stats right there. No jumping and no reversal. It's a very rare stats, you know, and I'm surprised to be seeing it from a matchup like G and Boxer. So this is a 2-0 right here, and I can see the smile of those players right there getting their first win for Nishikin, for Yanai, and now it's time for Shuto to be doing the job. I like the synergy so far. It feels like they are really, really happy about it. Right now, Gachi-kun has to be the one.
So Gachi-kun setting himself up as the anchor. We're going to see how that plays out. Shuto being the anchor as well. Talk to me a little bit about their record. I feel like Shuto has a lot of confidence going into it as the anchor, being the primary Urian player for the team, considering, you know, Nemo is the reserve. But tell me a little bit about what to expect in this matchup.
I do think that with 5 years of experience against Urian for Gachi-kun using Rashid, there will be no surprise that Gachi-kun is the favorite right here, you know, especially in like a 1st to 5, you know. So it really boils down to how Shuto is able to use his playstyle. One fun fact that people doesn't know about, Gachi-kun don't have a good track record against young players. That is what I noticed all along in the series of tournament. He doesn't have a good track record when it comes to playing against young players. So let's see if this is gonna come true.
That's pretty wild to hear, actually, because he's going up against one of the best newcomers, or one of the best of the new generation, Shuto, with that very impressive Urian.
Okay, B skill 1, you know, Tokido has been the one that is bringing the B skill 1 meta for Urian. A lot of Urian players have been playing B skill 2. But now we see Shuto also adopting the B skill 1 right here, using the armor. Okay.
Not a significant punish on a misplaced tornado, by the way. Or sorry, not tornado, excuse me, tackle. Oh, big crush counter now. Gachikun getting started. And this is what we like to see as Rashid, right? You get the crush counter, you do get yourself going into the corner, and then you get to begin that offensive pressure. But Shuto doing a great job of hanging on to whatever little space he has left.
Well, and the EX Tackle baits out the reversal. This is gonna be a pretty big one right here for Shuto. So far, Gachikun has been very, very passive and defensive. You know, it's just like how he usually play. He definitely is not taking advantage, you know, of the jummies that, you know, that Rashid can be using. He prefers to play the neutral game, as you can see. Now this is the chance in the corner.
Oh, excellent use. Excellent use of the V-shift into the break, even in the corner, right? That is a key component to getting the pressure started, especially in Trigger 2. Very solid recognition from Shuto and good discipline overall.
The idea between like knowing when to save up, you use V trigger for Urian and when to use V shift break, you know, how to span the meter between using the different EX move is one of the key to being a strong Urian player. Okay, now Shuto is putting Gachikun in the corner. I like the backdash. That was a perfectly backdash, avoiding the whole EX tornado. Shuto looks absolutely ready.
Absolutely threading the needle each and every one of these moments against Gachikun. He's not letting these gaps go unpunished or even, you know, a chance to reset. Not even just like, you know, unpunished, but getting himself realigned. Damn! Just busting out EX Chariot Tackle.
Those ES Tackle has been 100% on it with, you know, with any stats, you know. Okay, the corner pressure, it's time to see Gachikun's offense, but the young guns EX headbutt, you know, is gonna be taking this. That was risky, that was dangerous, but when you land it, it's all it takes.
If it works out, it works out, right? That's the young blood mentality. I feel like Shuto was willing to take that gamble with the amount of life he had left. Now, if you're looking at the stats, right, he's got himself 100% on EX reversals. Gachikun actually got punished for his EX spinning mixer not too long ago. So Shuto already having a pretty solid record against Gachikun, not only in that regard, but getting a 1-0 and a great opener into game 2. No meaties to be had. We saw the bust out from Gachikun. What a jump back. Good call out from Shuto.
And the thing about Shuto is he is doing really, really well with all his choices right here. And you can see the control actually lies on Shuto right now instead of Gachikun, which is really, really surprising. You know, given the amount of experience Gachikun had in this matchup, Gachikun hasn't been activating his V trigger right as well. He hasn't found a good chance at all. And I would really feel that the control really lies down on Shuto. I don't know how this is gonna go through.
Oh, you best believe there's gonna be a trigger on deck soon, and that is a great way to steal your turn. I love that from Gachikun. That could have been death, but he had the absolute read. He's like, Shuto is gonna press a button and take his turn during this moment.
That was a -2 special, and it's really surprising to be seen from a player like Gachikun, you know, who is known to be more defensive right here, taking a surprise, you know. Okay, another surprise dash in. Now he baits out the EX headbutt with a light button. Urian's EX headbutt has a very slow startup, you know, so he's capitalizing it on it with a light. Got the nice shimmy.
I like that. Shuto opting to go for the side switch, but still the roundhouse activation. And speaking of side switches, here comes Gachikun yet again. Here's a forward throw now, and still needs one more touch. And yes, sir, opens up Shuto with a slight stutter step, catching it with a low medium kick to finish off the rest of it. He did have critical art on deck as well, but Shuto still not able to get out of the corner. No matter how hard he tried, Gachikun kept putting him back in.
Yeah, didn't have the chance to activate the mirror from Shuto. You know, that could be a really nice comeback. He has a CA, he has the V trigger, you know, but being able to close out the round like this is what important, you know, to be beating a character like Urian. Gachikun going for the wrist with the air right there, you know, thinking Shuto is 100% going from the entire. Gachikun is not sticking to his game plan anymore. He's going a little bit more gimmicky right here from the way he is playing. So this spells pretty good sign, you know, for Shuto. And the corner carry, the shimmy into more pressure right here.
on the route to activate into trigger 2. And just look at how much carry he has. Even though Shuto is blocking all this pressure, he's still so agile, using the V-Skill to follow up after the tornado. A slight mishap from Shuto.
There was a big miss because he could have been landing himself an Oki and out of the corner, but right now he is still in this position right here. And what a block on the side switch.
Oh my god!
That combo! Dude just saw a down medium.
Sick.
That combo is underrated. He did a down medium surprising counter. He knew he was too far for another down medium. He converted into the forward medium into the EX hit, but Shuto is the real goal. And the punish on the stand heavy kick, -4. Godlike, I have to say, Shuto is playing absolutely on point today.
That is not an easy feat. For one thing, he caught the counter hit, right? Damn! Trade combo! That was sick! Let's go! Shuto is a beast!
He's been playing super on point with all the different conversions right here. Trade combo, optimal combos, you know, and damage. I have to say that this is the best Shuto I've ever seen in a long time.
He keeps getting better. I feel like every time we see him play, he always does something really, really difficult in terms of like the technicality, or not, in technical execution.
He is not the best when it comes to the name of Urian players, but I think people should be taking more notice about this young gun right here. That EX headbutt over the tornado. Now we got a mirror. Okay, this is gonna be a lot of pressure. And what a checkmate situation, putting the mirror right next to you. And the thing about this situation, you can't really jump out of it because Urian will be always ready for a down heavy, and you just gotta be finding a position to be taking the throw or doing an EX invincible move. It's a pretty tough situation to be right there. So no surprise that Gachikun couldn't handle that situation right there. But great props, you know, for Shuto for setting up like this, you know, and taking this 2-1. It's going to be a clean sweep soon, and I'm pretty looking forward for this comeback.
It's so smart too. When you mentioned about the setup, even prior to that, when you think about what led up into the activation of the mirror, he backed away just in case there was going to be any normal on wake up, any sort of EX spinning mixer on wake up as well. He took the defensive option first, then opted to go into sweep into the activation, which led to that success, which led to that knockdown in the, not knockdown, but lockdown in the first place. So that was very smart for Shuto to be pretty much risk averse, right? Backing away just in case the reversal options came out from Rashid. Absolutely brilliant. Shuto is playing so on point, as you mentioned earlier, with the lead 2-1 against the Capcom Cup champion. So we'll see if Gachikun has what it takes to tie it up.
And I think this boils down my point of Gachikun having not a great track record against young players, and we'll be talking about that later. So look at the match. Let's see what adjustment Gachikun is making right here. No anti right here. That's a pretty awkward position. Wow, the reversal just to punish the fireball. Gachikun is on the lap right there. After blocking a button, using a reversal, you know, to punish the recovery frames of Urian's fireball. That was a highlight right there. Something that is not being seen by people who has not played these two characters.
Yeah, very rare circumstance for Gachikun to actually catch that. Opting not to do it again, actually. That'll be great for Shuto, right? If you're going to end up V-reversing and punishing it, you're taking a good amount of damage, but you're also eliminating the threat of the V-trigger.
Yeah, that is why you can see that Gachikun has been having a very late V-trigger despite it being 2 bars. So Shuto taking the throw, getting the V-trigger. This is gonna be a conversion.
No way,
Yo,
dude!
the head.
This guy is evil.
The handshake combo. Definitely taught by the team leader Nemo. That was perfectly done. That was not even an easy combo. Perfect execution from Shuto landing, and this is gonna be match point. Wow.
You are not kidding.
Really like
that is a 1000% tutored by Nemo. Exactly why Shuto has been coined the title Violence Captain by the Violence Emperor. Man, that was disgusting.
And now the momentum is so strong from Shuto's side right here, as you can see. Another handshake, and now almost getting the meaty combo just from a raw crush counter in the mid screen. Shuto is playing so great at throwing all those buttons right now. B-Trigger 1 is on deck for Shuto.
Oh boy. Don't even throw out any normal. He's gonna whiff punish it with trigger. He's looking for one thing and it makes me sick, and that's activation.
Yep. And the thing about Shuto is he always like to land the B-Trigger on hit, not only on block, which is one of the things that I do realize Shuto really likes doing it a lot. CA? Nope. Maybe Gachi feel that he's not gonna kill, but dashes straight up with a surprise throw. You know, no activation for Shuto, knowing that Shuto is waiting for a good chance to be activating that B-Trigger. Now full meter for both sides. Both players very patient and calm.
That's right. No, yeah, absolutely. Gachi-kun is a little bit more weary and trying to play out around the medium buttons that Urien has. What a whiff punish!
Whiff punish. That was so good right there from Shuto. Shuto know what he's waiting for. Still keeping on the range outside of the down heavy, trying to get something out of it.
And you see how effective it is too, kind of hovering around the heavy buttons, but still, here comes Gachi-kun all off of an anti-air, pushing Shuto into the corner. Does get a full conversion. Damn, that's a lot of damage. No reset, instead goes for the knockdown.
That's such a great damaging 2-bar combo. And he gets the stun right there. Wow, it has been just 2 rounds. You know, Shuto hasn't been able to activate that V-Trigger at all. You know, what a strong V-Trigger. I feel like Shuto should be changing away a little bit on his game plan. And I really like how Gachi-kun has been saving his reversal right there. So that, you know, there's no way Shuto can be activating that V-Trigger, you know, without like trying to catch a reversal right there. It's a really great game plan from both players right here. 2-2 right now.
Even prior to that, Shuto, I felt like he had to hold on to that V-Gauge because of the lack of life he had left, right? Critical Art was intact from Gachi-kun. There was a situation where he could have chipped away, and that even increased the threat of the throw game afterwards, or like the end game of what decision to make, right? Either you check the throw or you get ready for a block string into the Critical Art. That was very smart from Gachi-kun overall. And making the proper adjustments, that's the second time he's got that conversion into the safe jump. This is looking all smooth sailing for Gachi-kun.
And wow, and a perfect answer. Look at Gachi-kun has been avoiding the mirror and the trade combo. This is a highlight.
The skill. Oh my god, that was disgusting.
Best options. All the great options, guessing correctly, knowing the answer, knowing when to go for what, you know, against the mirror. That lab work right there from Gachi-kun has been nothing but short of amazing, you know, with the adaptation from here. Now he's being back on the lead. B-skill through the fireball.
Gachi-kun just showing another anti-air. It's so strong to see that forward medium punch.
So the thing is, Shuto has been neutral jumping, trying to punish the down heavy punch from Gachi-kun, as we've seen. But then Gachi-kun was waiting and went for an anti-air this twice in a row already. And now this combo conversion is gonna kill. I really think the adaptation from Gachi-kun has been really good right here. Shuto has off a really good start, but he just couldn't capitalize on it. 4-0, the dream is dead, but that is something really good for good game score right here for netting the last 2 points, making this a draw.
Ooh. That's actually super, super good to see from Good 8 squad. It is an excellent position to be in considering where they're at in the leaderboards, right? The overall standings, I should say. Getting that draw is exponentially better, way better than getting fully shut out with a 4-0.
Yep, and I think they have been scoring at least 3 points, you know, for every single match team they played. So this is their worst placing so far for getting 2 points, but they're still in the leaderboard on the first place. So they can't be too unhappy about that. But I'm still very confused about their decision to put out Zangief, despite, you know, Nemo's team having a really, very great countermeasure against Zangief. This is still very surprising for me. Now we gotta see the stats.
We see here, yeah, 2 out of 5 in terms of anti-air coming in from Shuto. A little bit tougher to anti-air against Rashid because he is able to change up his air trajectory at a moment's notice with the Eagle Spike. 4 out of 5 though on Wake Up EX Headbutts. Not bad at all. Taking a look at the other side, 7 out of 10, 70% in anti-airs coming in from Gachikun from both medium punches, right? Crouching and standing and, no, sorry, crouching and forward medium punch, I should say, as well as 50% on Wake Up EX Spinning Mixer. We talked about that earlier, right? Good eights. Go ahead.
But I think the good forward medium punch is something that has to be highlighted because the reason he's able to forward medium punch on the anti-air against Shuto so many times was because Shuto was neutral jumping, trying to punish the down heavy of Rashid. So Gachikun is always waiting at the right moment. Whenever he see a neutral jump, he went for that forward medium, get a conversion, getting a knockdown. I think that mind game is something really impressive right there. It has evolved to the next meta of the game.
Right. Without a doubt, we see how it all went down between these two teams. Nishikin pretty much striking first blood against Kichipalmo from what looked like a very confident Zangief play in terms of understanding the matchup. Nishikin completely flipped the script upside down and told us a little bit more on how to play it against Zangief. Again, a lot of the gimmicks coming in from V-Trigger 2. It was so difficult for Kichipalmo to keep up with.
I really like how he stopped his Blanca ball right there without using the V-Trigger. He really chooses his spot when to use it and the dash in with this sick combo. That is so good right there. Nishikin has played so well. It feels like he's using the V-Skill to like a focus attack, you know, where he can just back off or go forward. Nice. That was a really nice punish right there from Nishikin too.
Oh my god, and how can we forget about this, the dismantling of Pugera's Balrog by the newcomer Yanai with his debut match into Street Fighter League. This was just a pure clinic. 4 rounds straight, giving Pugera the hardest time in this matchup. Absolutely the best. I think I gotta say, he's easily gonna be the MVP of this matchup. Or just, you know, this match today between these two teams.
Yeah, 4-0 against someone like Pugera is definitely not easy. Pugera has been one of the most feared opponent in Japan right now with his boxer. But Yanai just seems to be just riding it over. I guess playing the boxer as a secondary really does help. You know, when you're trying to fight off the same character, make you really understand, you know, how to play it very well. I like all those the damaging combo right here from Yanai taking down the round.
Oh. And then we saw how it broke down between Shuto and Gachikun. You know, Shuto was actually up in games 2-1 at one point. Breaking down, I feel like a lot of the mistakes that Gachikun had, but there were certain instances where Gachikun was like, all right, well, I have to play a little unorthodox. I have to play a little bit less by the book to take down someone like Shuto, and it worked out.
Yeah, and Gachikun has a lot of very nice, you know, tech right there. We're using the reverser, you know, to punish certain stuff. And this is something that we don't really see often. And there we go. This is a really nice combo. A lot of players have dropped this combo from the EX Headbutt to the EX Tackle to the V-Trigger one. It's a pretty difficult combo because you need to delay the V-Trigger one after the EX Tackle. There's a certain requirement for that combo to work out. So although it looks easy, but that combo that Shuto does is very optimized.
We see, you know, that one instance too, that V shift into the V break, keeping Shuto locked down. But the defense overall from Gachikun has been so smart into the trade combo. Yeah, so Shuto actually thought he could charge up his V skill in front of Gachikun like that, but no sir. That was super impressive. You talked about that lab work that Gachikun has been putting in. He's really showing off the fruits of his labors throughout the entirety of that match. That was also some of the best play about like that matchup between Urien and Rashid. All the specifics really came out in that match from Gachikun.
Yeah, that match was very underrated of how Gachikun actually uses a V-shift as a defense, a jump back as a defense, a delayed jump back, and then after defeating all those mirrors, a V-skill kick, you know, to trade with the mirror, getting a trade combo. into a conversion. That is a lot of sick things that just happened in that 10 seconds alone of the match between Gachi-kun and Shuto.
And we see the interview being conducted for the away team. Although it was a tie, not necessarily a loss, we're still hearing words from the away team. Gachi-kun definitely having something to say about that, getting that W. But I'd imagine the interview has to go something around, or something like, talking about the confidence he had going into it. Gachi-kun says, "I am the leader," stamping that confidence, making sure that their team does not get shut out.
That is a very jokingly style from Gachi-kun for sure. From what we understand from Gachi-kun, he's been a very humble guy throughout the years that I've met him, and he looks like a really good leader, unlike the violence and period. It looks like his teammate has a lot of respect of him, when he talks. He has the results, he's a well-spoken man, and I do think he makes up a really great leader right here.
Yeah. It's so funny. Not only does he, coin himself as the leader, which he is, I feel like, in terms of like the skill and the experience in Street Fighter V, but he's still showing that humility, right? He said he struggled against Shuto's match. He came to the conclusion that he should slow down and play as he always does, which is kind of wild to say because I feel like he stepped on the gas a little bit more towards the latter end of that matchup, right? When you saw him taking big risks, especially after a blocked Eagle Spike going in for EX spinning mixer like that, I feel like that's him pressing the gas more so than slowing down, right?
It's not only that, it's also show how much he has put in the work. Some players, OGs, may not have been respecting, like younger players, but you can see the amount of work in the match that he put in to practice against Shuto really, really shows out in the match. And I really respect that kind of effort right there.
And you see here, we do have the Capcom Pro Tour still continuing on for this upcoming weekend, October 23rd, where we get the Nordic/Baltic region duking it out into the top 16, as well as the top 8 happening the day after on October 24th. You guys do not want to miss it, as well as the week after that with Japan qualifier number 3, October 30th. What a way to spend your Halloween weekend. It's going to be absolutely scary to see all of these Titans back together in the same lobby, facing off for another spot into the Capcom Cup this year. Be sure to mark your calendars. October 30th is when it's going down, as well as the 31st. I hope to be a part of that, actually. I would love to be a part of that. I think I'm going to be broadcasting that as well into the studios for the CPT. Again, mark your calendars. Be sure to be a part of it. It's going to be absolutely wild. And of course, we always have to show love to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, doing amazing work, being a part of this huge collaboration of Street Fighter V Champion Edition, right? 2 ways to give. We see that costume being available right now up until November 13th. Be sure to purchase these limited edition costumes, as all proceeds go to BCRF. Just in case you don't know, one of the biggest foundations dedicated in ending breast cancer and advancing the world's most promising research. Again, you want to make sure to check them out. BCRF having these exclusive Ryu and Chun-Li costumes, all of it going to a great cause, to be quite honest with you. As you know, October is a Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You want to make sure to help encourage all those to continue to support both Street Fighter V as well as BCRF. We've seen what has happened throughout these matches. Xian, we have so much more to go through with Kamufa Detonation and Shinobiism Gaming coming right up as well, right?
The next one will be really, really good. We also have CPT Japan, which is happening at the end of the month, which they have been, that's why they have a lot of things and incentive for them to be practicing. And we'll be soon, we'll be wrapping this in a while, and then we'll be looking forward for the next match, Komufa Detonation against Shinobiism Gaming.
That's right. We're going to see both of these teams go at it. We've seen where they're currently at in the standings. They need as many points as possible to make it count. You guys just witnessed a huge beatdown between Team Seoul and Good 8. You've seen it tie up. But when we return with more Street Fighter League Japan, we're going to see the other 2 teams go at it in just a few minutes, or a few seconds, I should say. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Street Fighter League.
力になれたらいいんだけど。
ああ。
誰も頼りはできないと思っていたの。
俺もだ。だが違う。
That's good kung fu. I'll finish this. みんなで力を合わせれば何だってできるの。
覚悟は決めた。
一緒に頑張りましょう。
ああ、行くぞ。
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Street Fighter League Pro-JP 2021. My name is Vicious here with Xian. We just experienced a pure beatdown from both teams, the Team Seoul and Good 8 Squad. We're immediately going into our next match, starting off with Shinobiism Gaming versus Kamufa Detonation. We see the away team coming at you right now. Momochi, Fujimura, Higuchi, and Otani coming up right now for the away team. Now, I gotta ask you, Sen, tell me about this team composition as we get ready to show off the home team as well. Tell me a little bit about Shinobiism Gaming.
They've been like really great at rising all the young talents, and right now I do believe their strongest player, you know, for young guns will be Higuchi, having a lot of championship down his belt and being put at the anchor match, easily the best choice for anchor matches. And now we're gonna see the trailer for Itabashi, the always smiling Zangief and Abigail player. Even though he is called Itabashi Zangief, he has been playing Abigail for quite a bit. We got the Evo Japan champion Nauman, great results, rising star, the cutest boy in FGC. I would like to give this to John Takiguchi, and a very handsome, young-looking, punkish look, you know, for Tachikawa. Really good-looking team, no doubt. I think this team is really have a lot of those fans supporting for sure. Just how well they look actually is astounding to me.
If I saw them on stage, I wouldn't be able to tell if they were playing Street Fighter 5 or in a boy band, to be quite honest with you. These guys definitely have the look of such. But they're going up against Shinobiism Gaming, who are part of the away team this time around. And we've talked about the significance between the home and away team in terms of that ruling. The away team is going to be putting up their order first. As you can see there, Fujimura, Momochi, as well as Higuchi in order. Cammy, Akira, and Guile.
And Otani once again being the reserve player out there. It's no surprise that Higuchi Gao has the anchor match again. Now there's 1 minute for them to think who wants to go up to face up against Higuchi for the 2-point match, which is also a first to 3. Because from my understanding, all their characters does not do well against Gao. Like we got a Tachigawa with poison, you know, with a lot of different characters. Rashid does not do well against Gao. Itabashi definitely doesn't want to go against Gao with his Zangief, you know, and Abigail. Nauman has a Sakura. It does that well against Gao. So it's really up to if the captain Itabashi wants to take the role, or John Takiguchi can be doing something with his Cody against Gao, which is a matchup that I almost don't see. Right now, they're going to be putting up their first choice, you know, to be fighting against Fujimura.
Yeah, so that's going to be very interesting to see, right? We're going to see how this plays out. We don't know who the... Okay. Itazano is actually muted for a little bit and he didn't even realize it. But he's saying right now, let's go as planned. Who do you think he's going to be putting up for Fujimura?
That is a very interesting question right there. And I guess they already got the seat already, which is John Takiguchi. Up with the Cody, it feels like John Takiguchi has been playing Cody as his main character right now, rather than, you know, Rashid. One interesting thing about John Takiguchi is he always chooses character that has a win or a will win. You did notice how both of this character actually has a tornado right there. I felt like that really goes with how cute he actually looks. It's a very, he doesn't really pick character with like, depending on how good or how strong a character is. Instead, he chooses it depending on how cool they are. And I really like this style, you know, of playing and enjoying the passion for the game.
That's fair. Yeah, I think that's the proper assessment. John Takeuchi has always picked some of the cooler characters, but you are like that's a very valid point too. You're seeing a kind of theme of characters being able to manipulate the wind. Very, very cool, actually. No pun intended. And you see the Kabufa detonation house trying to get themselves situated. Tachikawa trying to help his boy out, John Takeuchi. And you'd also see a little bit of the home trivia happening right now as we speak. But as we get into it, Cammy versus Cody. I feel... Go ahead.
I think for Cammy versus Cody right here, the first match, I don't know what Tachikawa is actually doing, but he looks like he's really having a lot of fun with it. So I'm genuinely curious, you know, what he's thinking right now. I think that this team has so much personality right there. Okay, I guess we'll go back to the match. You know, we got Cody versus Cammy, one of the matchup that we saw last 1 week ago. You know, where Takiguchi has not really been anti-airing. You know, that's from my memory. He's not really been anti-airing against Cammy, you know, but now he's facing against Fujimura, you know. I'm not sure if I can call him one of the best Cammy around, but he's definitely a player that you can never underestimate.
Yeah. No, without a doubt. And we saw a little bit of that trivia earlier before we get into the matchup. Tachikawa had some work over the weekend, but he got to experience some oxygen therapy to help him relax and is feeling very refreshed for today's battles. Hopefully that helps him out for whoever he has to face off against. But talking about John Takeuchi, you mentioned a very big factor and his reluctancy to anti-air as Cody, despite having V-Skill 1. That's going to be very imperative against someone like Fujimura, who takes to the skies pretty often, or at least fully utilizes the tools that Cammy has. Tell me a little bit about, outside of the player matchup, what we could expect between Cody and Cammy.
The player matchup, we all know that Fujimura has the advantage. Just for the matchup alone, like I think we'll be seeing a repeat of how they both is gonna play. Like Takiguchi is gonna play the same way, always on the ground, but Fujimura will be optimizing, you know, his tools right there to try to get in. But with the fact that since the last time we saw Takiguchi hasn't really been anti-airing, you know, Fujimura. I wonder if Fujimura is gonna take advantage, because you know Fujimura has definitely watched the clips of how Takiguchi executed the plan to play against Cammy. So I wonder if Fujimura is gonna take advantage of his player weakness to try to gain an advantage in this matchup.
You know, I wouldn't put it past him. I think Fujimura is gonna fully expose that blatant weakness that John Takeuchi has had for these last couple of days. The last time we saw John Takeuchi play, it was against the Mildon Beast team, where he fell just short to Monoto's ban. He was actually at the deficit 2-0, started to make that comeback happen, but Monoto ended up clutching it out 3-2. John Takeuchi has been using Cody against majority of his opponents, if I'm not mistaken. Taking a look at day 2 results as well. John Takeuchi, no, actually, yeah, he's been using Cody. So he actually beat Akira's Cammy from the Goya Oja Body Stars in day 2.
I still wonder he's actually still play Rashid, because we have never seen a Rashid at all. I don't even want to say that it's his secondary. I feel that he's fully committed to Cody at this point, and now we get to see a very cute him try. I really like the decision of him switching over, because I think being a Rashid player, you don't really stand out in this game at this point, because everybody has seen Rashid for a very long time. We have Gachi players like Gachi-kun, Momochi, you know, so it's very hard for him to overtake, you know, the win, you know, no matter how good he actually is. Starting a character like Cody makes me a lot more supportive of him, and I think a lot of people definitely think so as well.
Makes sense, being able to stand out as a character specialist, but I feel like at the end of the day, what really matters, like in putting yourself on the map, is getting yourself these W's, right? I think John Takeuchi is on the right track to doing so, with him figuring out how to use Cody in certain matchups. I think at the pace that he's going, he's going to be able to do both, accumulate some very significant wins, as well as make that standout performance as a Cody specialist.
Yep, and then we go into the match. I believe one of the Cody's strengths is he always have the level 2 zone, you know, where he'll be charging at the start of the game, so that when they land a hit right there, it's gonna be really damaging. It's basically a free charge for the first 6 seconds, you know, like holding the zone ensures them to get a great combo right from the start. Usually at the start of the game for this match, both players will just be dancing around. There won't be much thing happening. Okay, Fujimura going back, playing on the neutral again. A lot of down medium buffer right there from Fujimura, trying to catch something. Probably the stand medium kick.
And you see John Takeuchi responding in kind, right? With that downward angle stand medium kick, trying to outpoke Fujimura, but finds the first mark. A little bit too high up. Yes, sir. Cody does get the punish off of that.
So Cody has a pretty big, you know, hurt box, you know, like his body is pretty huge, so it's not very easy for Cammy to time the dive kick, you know, to make it safe or like make it advantage at least. But look at this big body control in the neutral game right here. Fujimura is really respecting the jump right there from John Takeuchi. I feel that he should be trying out a different approach right here, but his defense is crackling right here. And we can see Takeuchi doing really well so far. And now this is the chance. Fujimura optimizing it, not using all the V meter. Now get a nice confirm.
Oh no, that will be enough for the stun. He does get it, Fujimura. He knew the kill condition. He knew exactly what needed to happen. But I will say, he tricked John Takeuchi into staying still because of the normal that came out first.
That is basically a 4 in a row good sequence right there from Fujimura. Like John went for so many different escape options, like jumping, hacking, and in the end taking the throw. There is a whole good streak of sequence right there from Fujimura, I would say. And now he's back into the corner again.
You saw a little bit of a mishap. Fujimura did a neutral jump medium kick. I don't think that's what he wanted at all. He was trying to look for something, a way out really, but he still managed to find it. Gonna be a lot of control here in the neutral space, looking for a buffer. Finds the mark,
so many
actually.
Stand medium kick. Okay, he got a throw. And that was almost punishable right there. Okay, got an EX Zone. There's a level 2 EX Zone. There's +5 on block. And now Takeuchi taking the throw again. So many stand medium kick harassing. Nice confirm.
You were talking about that, using that standing medium kick to kind of gauge out Cody and outpoke him. Very, very smart. Even more dangerous in while having V-trigger, right? Being able to convert off of that standing medium kick immediately into a 3-framer and then continuing the rest of it with the dive kick. Yep. So smart from Fujimura, maximum efficiency.
And very good conversion, you know, like out of nowhere when he hits, he just managed to hit confirm it. I think that was one of the sick things, you know, that Fujimura is good at doing and executing it perfectly. Speaking about stand medium kick, John Higuchi has been using a lot of it as well. It seems to be his go-to button when it comes to fighting against Cammy, and it's working out not too bad, I would say, for the neutral game. Okay, both characters playing around with the stand medium. There has to be a stats about the amount of stand medium that both players are using. There seems to be only pressing one button right there.
Yeah. Oh, giant crush counter into the ruffian forward, roundhouse into the V-skill as well. Excellent time to V reversal. Fujimura, I feel like with Cammy, is a lot more dangerous in the corner than Cody, but that's just my opinion. Let's see if it comes to fruition. Fujimura now on the prowl, checking the lows, but he doesn't want to be overzealous. He doesn't want to overstep his boundaries. Dashes right back in with a ton of blocks incoming. John Takeuchi not going into trigger yet.
And Fujimura has the full meter on that. He could be V-shifting anything, pressing any down heavy confirm, down medium. It's a one chance situation right here. I feel like Fujimura has been showing a lot of respect right here so far. He has not do almost any jump in against John Takeuchi besides the dive kick. Fujimura seems to be waiting for the CA, you know, even though there's only 12 seconds left on the clock. Will he get it? Or he's just gonna keep this safe?
Oh my god! He's so smart. Let me tell you why that was so smart, right? You were looking at John Takeuchi pretty much. Oh my gosh! Okay, so John Takeuchi was intentionally stalling out time little by little to kind of walk towards Fujimura to kind of make him think he was going to go for the whiff punish. But he had one bar, and one of the things that Cody likes to do is take away that space immediately with an EX Zonk Knuckle to keep himself at plus. He was looking for that time over, and Fujimura let it rip. He let the medium kick rip at the perfect time, making the appropriate read. That was so smart, brilliant from Fujimura.
I agree. That is why he is one of the... And now we're gonna EX Zonk pressure going into the V-trigger too. Taking the gas right here. Oh, what is... No way, the rock causing more block stun, so he couldn't really go for the command grab right there. But the situation is still looking... That was a kill right there for Fujimura if he convert the stand medium into the CA. He's still doing a lot of stand medium, but it's not really necessary right here. You can see, okay, there we get it. He has dropped a few times of the stand medium kick into the V trigger, but now he finally got it.
No problem for Fujimura getting the kill confirmed yet again. Great example of playing Cammy to the utmost capability, right? Utilizing all of the tools that she has, as well as having amazing game sense against John Takeuchi and knowing full well what he wants to do in certain dire situations. And one of those examples, again, the prevention of the timeout victory from John. That was so smart. Textbook veteran play coming in from Fujimura.
Yep, and there's a lot of different kind of Cammy players, you know, but using stand medium kick to convert, you know, hit confirm into the V trigger is something not as easy compared to using the down heavy punch. But down heavy punch V trigger has the consequences of getting whip punish because it lingers out a bit longer, while stand medium kick is just a great button by itself. So optimizing, you know, knowing when to use which Fujimura is been doing, keeping it safe, doing confirms, getting the maximum punish is actually so good. So far, Fujimura has won all the matches as well. You know, something that we hasn't really been seeing him as of lately, but he shows to be a really great threat this time in the SFL with all wins. You know, I would like to see him play more in the anchor match, you know, with his momentum, you know. Who do you think will be going for the second match from here? Fighting against
the second matchup coming in right now is Momochi's Akira, right? I'm more concerned about the anchor Higuchi with Guile. It's a question of whether or not Itabashi wants to put himself in an awkward situation. Again, we've seen Itabashi play off against a matchup like Guile. Sure, it's not advantageous for Zangief, but we've seen the kind of play he's done. As we take a look at the current stats, be sure to digest this as well. 3 out of 4 in terms of anti-air coming in from John Takeuchi, but no reversals. But you take a look at Fujimura's stats as well. I'd imagine his anti-air game was pretty much non-existent because of the fact that John Takeuchi kept to the ground majority of the game. As you can see there, a bunch of donuts. Absolutely right, but he still managed to take it 2-0. But Xian, so I honestly think that Itabashi is not going to put himself as anchor and is going to take the gamble of putting Tachikawa's poison against Guile. That's just my interpretation.
I see. They now have that fake 1 minute, right there to decide, which I think they really pre-plan it since they definitely has to be practicing. But then, once again, now I don't agree with you. I do think that Zangief, he may pick up Zangief against Gao. Since the last time he actually picked Abigail against Gao, and he actually almost win it. He almost took it against Daigo. So I wouldn't be surprised if this time Itabashi wants to go for the anchor, because I just can't see Tachikawa having any character that he can to fight against Gao. Like Rashid, Poison, Chun-Li hasn't really been as of great. And let's see if you're gonna be right again.
We'll see, man. Itazan actually asked Tachikawa if it's all right to play the anchor match. Whether or not he commits to that strategy is completely ambiguous because of the smile on his face.
I feel like they have that conversation the day before, or 2 days before. I think this is that's a mind game, where he likes to play. So we'll see how this is gonna go. They've been teammates for very long. Oh, and there we go. You are right.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, I just happen to guess again. But Tachikawa absolutely joking that the sub-leader can go into the second match. This is going to be pretty imperative, right? We rarely get to see this matchup just because Akira has barely been released not too long ago. I don't know how much experience Itabashi has, and maybe you could fill this hole in my knowledge. I feel like Itabashi might have had some practice on CFN.
Yep, there's actually a lot of Akira player in Japan because the way that characters are being released, everyone is trying out a lot of these characters, so they definitely have the experience to fight against. And Itabashi belongs to the category of players who doesn't pick up the new characters, so whenever the new characters come out, he will have absolutely a lot of time to be practicing a character like Akira. And specialists of Akira would not be rare since this character is actually pretty good. Talking about the matchup itself, the neutral game, it doesn't look anything that Akira has advantage in my opinion. Because of just the range of how Abigail can be playing around with it, So let's see. I haven't really seen this match as much as I should. So we're gonna see how Momochi is gonna approach this match coming up from here.
I like that a lot. Hopefully they can continue the momentum that Fujimura has set already. But to be fair, he had a very relaxing weekend. He was able to spend the weekend with his girlfriend, watching movies, coming in very relaxed into the matchup. Momochi, on the other hand, is already married. He's gone past that entire phase, already has a wife and a dog. So it may be a little different, right? He's already past the honeymoon phase, that's for sure. One of the commentators saying that Fujimura is too strong in many ways. Xian, you could kind of harp in on that as a professional player. I've imagined you had a handful of experience with Fujimura and the kind of strengths that he's had, right?
I think that Fujimura has went up and down. There's definitely one of those players that I've been respecting him a lot along the way since he played Ibuki. He played Nash in season 1. He went a little bit downhill, but he's a very up and down trend, I would say, for his career, as a pro player. But now it's very great to be seeing him coming up and the top. And talking about Momochi, he's definitely one of the most consistent. He has always stayed around the same area, has been really strong, along with Itabashi. These are really OG players we have been seeing at least for more than 15 years. So it's really gonna be seeing the grappler against like Itabashi, a grappler against a zoning specialist like Momochi. Even though he's not playing a fireball character, you can expect Momochi to play a very slow pace. Walking left and right is what he's so good at.
Absolutely. When you talk about Momochi, by default, you associate him with having a master class expertise when it comes to footsies, right? You talk about the zoning aspect of it all. Majority of that zoning comes in from having the knowledge of which normals to press at the right moments, having the right ranges to counter poke you, just overall having some of the best kind of knowledge of you know, ranges in general, like against all characters and his own character, right?
That will be one of the key to be fighting a matchup like Abigail, because your buttons are not going to be reaching Abigail. Any Abigail button has a longer reach than Akira has. So Momochi need to find the right timing to be whip punishing, to be pressing the button at the right moment. One of the things about Abigail that is very underrated is that he doesn't have that great of an anti-air, you know, compare, you know, like his standing jab isn't the greatest, his parry is a guess. So Momochi can take the air approach in as well. So that's an option that he had to be choosing. So let's see how they're going to be approaching this matchup from here.
It's going to be very interesting. We see both of the leaders from their respective teams facing off in the second match rather than the anchor spot.
Nice confirm right there from the down medium punch from Itabashi. Recognizing the range is actually getting the down medium. Going for the convert is really something not easy. They got a nice buffer right there from Momochi. Full V-trigger on deck. Momochi looking like he's trying to activate the V-trigger only on hit or maybe like at a closer range.
Oh, that's huge. You were talking about
side switch
again
and a long combo. You know, you can have a break right here after, and you still see the combo going, and now you're gonna get the Oki right here. A throw.
Do it again.
Zakim.
Third time. Oh my god. That could have been so dangerous, Xian. If he messed up all the way over and Itabashi actually anti-aired correctly, she would have died.
And activated the B trigger in the corner, that would be huge. But things are looking out pretty well for Momochi so far. He's having a really great momentum, and the down medium convert is pretty on point by Itazan so far. Now spending all the meter on EX Abigail punch. I don't know why Itabashi is not really winning on the neutral game despite the good battles. Momochi has been establishing a very good game plan, you know, to be fighting. Got a nice convert again from Itabashi.
And we're looking for an activation coming in from Momochi, right? You talked about how he wants to do it off of a hit, but I feel like the ambiguity, or at least the mix-ups, will be a little bit more potent considering he's a big fella. Here we go! Is it gonna be...
There you go. Not enough due to the scaling. He may reach the corner, but not enough for the meter right here. So it's still one more guess. I like the EX. The delay. That is gonna kill right there. Don't even need to spend the meter for the CA. Great delay down like it into the activation right there from Itazan. Sometimes decision like this is what makes the game. His hit confirm today has been absolutely amazing as well. All the down, medium punch and medium kick has been letting the right confirm at the right point.
But then you talk about like the buffering coming in from Momochi as well, catching all the right normals in the counter poke department. So both of these players playing exceptionally well.
Okay. Early V-CA right there from Itabashi. Now it's a pretty good situation right there for Itabashi. Momochi's V-trigger cannot really do much, you know, due to Itazan still having the reversal right there.
True,
the reversal is a very good option against Daigo. Momochi doesn't know what to do right now. This is too much health right there from Itazan. Abigail, what is he gonna... He get the hit confirm again. Big damage, side switch into B skill 2. No! That was the first time I see Momochi dropping that. That was the first time I seen it.
That's very, very uncommon.
Yep. From someone like Momochi, I definitely don't... But somehow he has managed to like brings down the gamble.
You stealing after -2? Why has that been a theme today?
This today is like the -2 special mode.
Yeah, that's is that
many players
the daily special
has
today?
decided to go. Yep, they're trying to go for the approach of the minus 2 today. So many players has decided to do that, but still didn't manage to cut close to Itazan, still having that 1-0 lead right there. Seems like Itazan's plan is working out pretty well.
Not too bad. Does get the crush counter off the heavy.
Now the corner
Now we
right
can see
here.
the pressure. Oh,
Itazan
push!
using the RR so early doesn't spells good sign for him. He may not be getting the re-trigger as he wanted as of early, you know, he's having very little health right there. Another nice quick confirm right there from... That was so good. Itazan is 100% on the hit confirm today. And he's never known to be like a hit confirm player. Very surprising. Momochi
He has
still
his
trying to
moments,
land
right?
this...
Like I think his crush counter, excuse me, his confirms have been pretty on point for certain days.
Yep. Momochi is still trying to go for the stand heavy kick into the V trigger. He has been doing it so much. Maybe that's like a very strong button now just activating. Wow. Nobody like a situation where you have Daigo standing right beside and you just need to be taking the throw right there. This is too many guesses. I like the timing that Momochi activates and the position he activates it in. Netting hand in the win for the first round.
Oh my god, another confirm there from Itabashi. Actually, one more for your troubles from that far out, catching with a low medium kick. Momochi in dire straits.
All the meters for Itazan using the down medium kick confirmed. Are you the new Karin? It's very surprised to be seeing Abigail doing that many down medium kick. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of stun. Mochi wants to net the stun right here. It's guessing time right here. Abigail has no reversal. So I like the VR just trying to bring down the stun meter, you know, so that Itazan can feel a bit more relaxed on the position.
Right. Ooh. No interruption on the Abigail flip. Momochi
how
still
hard
gonna be dead.
Again, this is like the 7th time we've seen Itazan confirming that down medium kick. He keep going for it. Will we see again this round? I felt like I've been seeing it so many times that, you know, it feels like it's a very strong tool, you know, against the Akira.
It's been working out.
Trying
yeah, you
again?
can see Itazan trying to check out the movement, right? He's trying to catch Momochi. Oh, that is a punish. That is indeed a punish.
Yeah, that was so on point. Itazan was recognizing every punishable move, you know, even though despite Akira being a new character.
Full meter
Oh,
on deck
the
from the
EX.
side of Momochi as well. EX Fireball working out. Catching Itazan just moving a little bit too far forward. Another confirmed!
That was the first jump that Momochi has actually ran into, only on the final round. Trying to go for the air approach. Don't miss the combo, and there you go. You don't see Momochi missing that much combo. But it's still guessing time from here. What is Momochi gonna do? Go for the throw. One more combo. One more confirm.
That was wrong! Wait a minute.
The surprise jump. Momochi has changed up his approach in the game from the ground throughout the whole of the 1.5 games until only on the last round where it doesn't having the match point. Momochi decided to jump twice in a row. You know, this is a great adjustment right there from Momochi. Only conditioning Itazan that he's not gonna be jumping, but then like at the late part of the game, like even Itazan was caught by surprise of Momochi's, I don't want to call it random jump, but a calculated jump in.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that Itazan has to be aware of too, having a taller character, especially in the corner. It's kind of ambiguous to see what angle he's going to come at, or that Momochi's going to jump at you with, right?
Stand heavy kick is Momochi's specialty right here. Again, the jump. Momochi has been recognizing that the jump has been working out so far. I would believe that Momochi will be saving that for some opportunity here and there again, because Itazan has been getting clean hits, you know, by all the jumping. Maybe is he focusing a lot too much on the down medium kick confirm? That may be the case sometimes.
And you see him fishing away with the crouching medium punch as well, trying to deter Momochi from moving forward. But that leaves him susceptible to some of the heavier normals if Momochi can snipe it out or even stand medium punch. We've seen him buffer with that normal a lot, and he's going for it still. Oh my.
Okay. That's a weaker version of the EX Tacker, but now we're gonna eat the Oki. Overhead, nice block there from Itazan. He wants to use the V trigger. He's saving, no VR, no V reversal. Now finally the moment he has been waiting for. Surprise EX grab. That was so good.
Itazan was absolutely ecstatic about that, by the way. He used EX run into the grab, and the look on his face was amazing. That's the first time he missed his confirmed. He committed to a string that was blocked.
Yeah, it's been like he confirmed it correctly every single time. I like the patience from how Itazan has been like saving for the B trigger the last round. And I'm surprised to see how much range the stand heavy kick. Wow, the EX punishing the neutral jump. I don't even know if Momochi is ready for that, because that absolutely looks sick to me. Okay, corner position.
A little bit of a pressure. That's gonna be stun. More than enough for stun. Build some meter. And this should be very little scaling involved. And either way, off of the V skill 2, you get so much damage coming in. So very, very smart to build that meter. Very optimal coming in from Momochi.
Momochi has been very good at coming back so far. You know, it really looks like the whole game, Itazan is having a lot of control with all those down medium confirms and the neutral game. But Momochi, oh, another jump from Momochi. He's trying to land Itazan near the corner. What a buffer right there. Sometimes you just cannot underestimate Momochi's ability to be making decisions like this out of nowhere.
Oh, you're actually
This
dead.
may, I think it's gonna kill. A long combo. Is it gonna have enough
Is he
meter?
gonna build enough meter?
I feel like it's a little bit too little, but still a good situation.
Oh. So
I'm not sure
sick.
what. It doesn't mean I want for the super jump, yes, command grab, which is a tag that Abigail or big characters like to do, which is an ES command grab that is able to avoid throw attacks on the ground by super cancelling it. But the timing is so strict.
Yeah, unfortunate for Itabashi, did not have it pan out the way he wanted to. It would have been the right read. You saw the EX wake up coming in from Itabashi, but Momochi with another W on his side with that Akira, by the way. So we're seeing the last time, you know, Momochi actually played. I think on day number 4, he did fall a little short as Akira, but in earlier matches, he has had success. Now it's come down to the young blood in the anchor match. Higuchi versus Takeuchi coming up. Before that, you see the stats, a bunch of donuts, but actually 0-4 coming in from the side of Itazan in missing the anti-airs. Then you move over to Momochi, a bunch of donuts again for the anti-air department, but wake up uppercut seems to be 100%.
I really like how good Momochi is at jumping, you know, making a 0 to /4 stats, you know, for Itazan, you know, which couldn't even grab the timing of when Momochi wants to jump in. And there was a really great play right there. I felt that Momochi has been officially switched to Akira. Could I say that? Like, he has been playing almost Akira all the time now. I haven't seen him play his other secondaries. He has so many characters, but his Akira now looks like it's always coming out, and I really, really like it. Now we're gonna get the anchor match right.
I want to say you're absolutely right. I think he's committed to Akira since her release, and he's been streaming that character ever since then, and has been utilizing her in CPT events as well. So we're getting ourselves ready for the anchor match, right? Takeuchi versus Higuchi. It has to be Poison, right?
I would like to say that Poison is not a good pick, you know, so, and he went for Chun-Li. I don't think he has any character that has an advantage against Gao, you know, not maybe Dhalsim, but I haven't seen him play Dhalsim in a long time. He has Rashid, he has Chun-Li, you know, I felt like Gao is a big problem for this team. Like none of their character has an option against Gao. Even though they're on the home advantage, he couldn't have any counterpick advantage and has to pick up a non-advantage character for being the home team is so bad. You know, like that's how I really felt.
So I was thinking about it earlier, right? Tachikawa having a poison main. The last time, or the reason why I put that up there is because of the fact that Higuchi actually fell to Fudo not too long ago. I believe that was a poison matchup as well, if I'm not mistaken. So having that kind of record, you would think, you know, maybe this will be the kind of character he would need to utilize against someone like Higuchi. But I gotta see when that matchup actually happened in day one. I think that was indeed the poison matchup.
Okay, now let's this is the old matchup we are seeing right here. We got a Chun-Li versus Higuchi. I'm no surprise that the favorite right here has to be Higuchi. Chun-Li has only down medium punch to be going through the fireball. Not very easy.
Right. Yeah, being able to contest against Chun-Li's fireball with Guile is going to be just fine, right? You have different variations of Sonic Boom. You also have a good amount of normals that outreach her just in case she wants to use it, like, you know, that burning straight just in front of her face. The forward heavy punch as well to catch, even if it's like, you know, a crush counter, he gets full conversion. Back throw now, so much more room to play with.
Yeah, now that is moving Chun-Li into the corner. You can see that how important not being trapped in the corner is in Street Fighter V. Both players are very good at trying to get out of the corner. That's a lot of boom right there from Higuchi. You see no jumping right there from Tachikawa as well, because Chun-Li has a pretty floaty jump, you know, so it's not easy at all to be jumping. Guaranteed reversal right there from Higuchi. Recognizing which the button he can reversal. You know, that is guaranteed. That is one of the skills right there, being one of the top Gao in the industry.
Whew, you see the amount of obstacles Tachikawa has to go through, right? One of them being Sonic Boom, the others a plethora of normals. What does Tachikawa have to do to kind of get the upper hand in this match?
That is a very important answer that Tachikawa has to find out, you know, before the match, because it seems like Tachikawa is trying to adapt to the flyer in the match, and he doesn't look like he has a solid solution right here. The only thing that I can see for Tachikawa, he's not jumping at all. But that was very nice punish. I think a lot of people doesn't know Gao's back heavy kick is -3, you know, so that's a really good knowledge right there from Tachikawa, knowing what could be punished and what could be not.
Oh no. Oh, that could have been dangerous. Higuchi actually could have finished him off.
Yep,
very interesting.
But he drops.
Yeah, Higuchi had a very significant drop. He already had critical art. He saw 2 Sonic Booms come in and hit, but he let Tachikawa live.
It's just a pretty awkward, you know, conversion for a charged character, you know, trying to move forward and trying to get the charge at the same time. Look at those boom from Higuchi. How many do you have to be blocking, you know?
Oh, that is nasty.
Nice.
He took like 2 whole turns away after that negative situation. Damn, the burning straight. Ooh,
Wow, for
wait,
this...
best believe he's not gonna let it go this time. He was like, I had critical art, I had an opportunity to kill you, I'm not missing this confirmed this time.
Guile wins.
Yeah, and the surprise dash up into the jab counter hit combo. It may be going down to the 3rd match, but the control is so heavily in Higuchi, like you can almost feel it while actually watching it. I just really hope that Tachikawa has a different solution right here in how to be fighting against like Gao. Thinking about this, it's really great that Itabashi didn't came down to play this match, because guys, don't forget, it's a 2-point match and it's the first to 3 for the anchor match. If Itabashi come down to play this match, he has to play a bad matchup and he has to win 3 games. You know, a first to 3, best out of 5, and not just a best out of 3. I think that make a difference, you know, for a bad matchup. That is why Tachikawa is here. Tachikawa may be switching to another character, since he has so many characters, you can see that Chun-Li is not working out too well. So we'll see what character he's going for right now.
Yeah, but
No,
you know,
he's
you can see him going back into Chun-Li. I understand his concern, but I would have really liked to see the poison come out, but maybe not.
yeah. Poison is the match that Kudo has used and has been beating Higuchi with. So I do wonder if that what Tachikawa hasn't considered at all. But okay, let's see what adjustment Tachikawa is going for this match right now.
We see the Sonic Booms coming out to play again has been the biggest hindrance. Again, we talked about that forward fierce as well. Caught Tachikawa possibly pressing a button, maybe a fireball startup.
Look at this Boom's pressure, like the lead is so much right here. Oh, I really like how Higuchi always only reversal when Tachikawa do the standing heavy punch. Notice how like that was a guaranteed punish, you know. So Higuchi is on a level that high that he actually recognizes the button that he want to reversal. I think that is absolutely a key point in this matchup to be knocking down, you know, getting a guaranteed knockdown, you know.
Oh, this
Finally,
is
the first
absolutely
jump.
huge.
Again, the guaranteed VR from Higuchi. This is not a random VR. He only does it every time he can get a guaranteed knockdown. I felt it's something very important in this matchup that I didn't even know
No
about
punish! Oh, what was that? He had an opportunity to punish.
it. Just get away with it. Unbelievable. Now the little baby Booms with pressure. He wants the V trigger. Can be the comeback from here.
And you talk about that baby boom pressure, the trade-off? I don't know. That wasn't was that a full conversion?
That was not a conversion, but it looks intentional. So
Guile wins. Round one. Fight! Round 2. Fight. Truly wins.
Actually got a W on the board. I feel like we were his bad luck curse going into it.
Yeah.
But all jokes aside, Higuchi is still 2 up against Tachikawa's 1 game.
Oh, that was a nice comeback right there. And now I like to see Higuchi's approach right now against the slide has been pretty good right here, where he goes for the upside down kick, you know, to be beating up the slide. That's a really good approach. Bishi break going into the corner. That's I love to see being used against Gao. Another nice punish there from Tachikawa.
Ooh, the chase down afterwards with the throw. After it whiffs, he immediately goes to the air. I love that option select. But here comes the baby boom. Higuchi is going to look to chip out a lot of damage against Tachikawa. A little bit of trigger left. Critical art is on deck. It's kind of dangerous. If Higuchi gets to confirm, it'll be full critical art. I told you, if he gets to confirm, it'll go into full critical art.
The classy stand back heavy crush counter into the CA. Gao love to do that. Okay, now Tachikawa going more towards the air approach right here. But Higuchi is saying no, that's an easy anti with a floaty jump. Okay, surprise dash, nice counter confirmed. That is a game point right there for Higuchi already.
Oh boy.
Oh, the slap in the face with the back fist from Higuchi. Baits out the fighter, yes, spinning bird kick, and he got it. No surprise right there. Higuchi just doing that good, you know, with his Gao. I think they're really ready to sacrifice the 2-point match the moment Higuchi is put on the last spot. What a situation and character, you know.
That's pretty rough. Putting ourselves at a huge deficit right there. Takauchi taking the L as Chun-Li rather than Poison. Again, I would have, if only we could have seen how he managed to get the W with that one game of Chun-Li. I would have loved to kind of dissect that, but fact of the matter is, Shinobiism getting a full sweep. Now they have 7 points, by the way. They were coming into this match sitting in 5th place with 3 points, but a full-on sweep from the anchor, from the away team, is pretty huge, with all things considered, right? Xian, we were talking about how the away team is pretty much at the disadvantage every time because of the fact that the home team knows what the order is going to be and are allowed to counterpick it. But as we see down below, 0-4, 4 points awarded to Shinobiism.
I think being 4 points in the away team really shows how strong, you know, like the match is being played for the away side, because it's really hard to get 4 points being on the away team. You know, the home team has the option to be counterpicking every single character that you have. So now look at the stats right here. That's a nice number right there. Not as much donuts as we are seeing. You can see 3 out of 9 right there of anti-air from Higuchi. That was very little, but doesn't really have to take any risk. So no EX invisible needed, yet he can get out the round. You know, I kind of like how that is, but I felt that the anti-air, you know, stats could be better for Higuchi because Chun-Li is not a character with like floaty stats. Now we're gonna see some replay from the highlights of the matches.
Yeah, we saw a lot of activity coming in from Fujimura in terms of masterclass Cammy play and just excellent game sense. We talked about that offensive aggression. We talked about him utilizing Cammy in every way possible. But I do like to talk about, yes, sir, that stoppage right there of understanding when John Takeuchi wants to utilize that meter down below. Watch the Zonk Knuckle completely suppressed right now. Oh,
and
it was at 8
Fujimura
seconds.
has won.
I was confused.
Every single match Fujimura has won with Cammy, and look at this recognition of the sweep into the V trigger, the interruption, you know, with the normal DP. The lab work right there from Fujimura is always underrated. He will always find a little loophole out of every situation. Nice confirm tech monster. I don't know what else I can call him with that.
Oh, and then we go immediately into the Itabashi matchup, which was probably the closest matchup we've had today between these two teams, right? Abigail,
Yep.
or excuse me, Itabashi had so many confirms, like back to back. There was only one instance where he committed to a string that was blocked, and that was in the last game.
Yep, and so many down mid hit confirm is definitely not something that a character that Itabashi plays, but knowing that he has the ability to do that, I really like it. You know, and there's a surprise EX run grab. He has so much control on the whole match, but he just couldn't close it out, you know. I was very surprised that Momochi get out this round despite the amount of kick confirms, you know, and everything that Itazan has been doing in the match. I would say a little unfortunate right there for Itazan to not be able to get at least 1 point for this.
Yeah. And then we saw the finale of today's fights between Higuchi and Tachikawa. Higuchi missing a very significant conversion into the critical art, allowing Tachikawa a little bit of relief, but it didn't lead to too much as Higuchi went right back into swinging that forward fierce. You see the full conversion, just full control coming in from Higuchi.
And look at those booms, the amount of booms that Higuchi managed to throw out. That was a really nice conversion right there from Higuchi, using the baby boom as a conversion. And catching on the tech throw right there, that was good. I feel that Tachikawa should have start the jumping strategy a lot earlier, you know, like, and the slide using the down medium, but he hasn't really been using both of these as much until the last round. And I felt like it's just a little bit too late of an adjustment to be doing at that point.
Yeah. And we've seen what Tachikawa had in that 1W, but Higuchi immediately bouncing back, and you see how dominant of a performance that was. Yes, sir, getting the full-on crush counter Higuchi, clutching it out as the young man as anchor.
And one of the key points that Higuchi has done in this match that is very important is he actually used the V reversal only on hits like stand heavy punch from Chun-Li and like fireball, only on guaranteed punishes. And he doesn't block a stand medium or forward medium and do the reversal. He makes sure every reversal was guaranteed. I felt that that makes a lot of recognition, and it's something that needs to be talked about, you know, of how he has been noticing when to use the VR. This young guy, the youngest player in the league, is having such a deep mind.
I feel like there's a lot of credit being given towards Momochi for that regard, right? Being able to pretty much pave the way for cats like Higuchi and teaching him how to learn the game. It's been very, very pivotal towards his career. I feel like, you know, him having a seat into Capcom Cup this year also.
Yep.
But
From
Higuchi himself just
boy.
practiced a lot against Chun-Li, just overall, right? He's had a lot of practice against Chun-Li.
I mean, he has Fujimura right there. Fujimura is a Chun-Li main at some point of time. So I'm not surprised that he's confident in the Chun-Li matchup. You know, Fujimura has a really sick Chun-Li last year, and it's his main character, you know, before he switched to Cammy. So this is not a match that he is unfamiliar with, you know. He also recognized Tachikawa has practiced a lot in the interview. He also said that Tachikawa has practiced a lot against Gao, you know, which means that Detonation is actually ready to be putting up this order, but I guess Higuchi does has a better, training, especially when they're on the same team in a caliber like Fujimura Shunli. Not to be surprised.
And with Team Shinobiism, actually, Higuchi fell short in their first set of team matches. Like, this is actually his first win ever in the league, right? He fell short to Fudo and is poisoned 3-2. And then you hear Momochi kind of speaking in and chiming in, saying as a away team, they can only predict which player from the home team they'll be up against. So they had to practice as many variations of like player orders as possible, as well as the different characters that were coming up. So it paid off in spades. Honestly, this is the only other time where we've seen a full-on sweep, right? The only other team to do this as the anchor spot was Good 8 Squad in day number 1.
And actually, Shinobiism Gaming, Momochi's team has actually put a lot of pressure on their anchor position, both times being their youngest player, Higuchi. That shows a lot about how strong Higuchi actually is. Usually the OG like Nemo, like Tokido, Bonchan is always taking on the anchor spot, But for Shinobiism Gaming, the youngest player is the one, because he is so strong that they have to put it on the anchor spot. That is very great. I think Momochi has to feel happy about that.
Without a doubt, we see today's results, right? Tied up between Team Seoul and Good 8 Squad, 2 wins apiece. It was actually very entertaining to watch. I highly encourage you guys to check out the VODs. And of course, Camouflage Detonation versus Shinobiism Gaming, we see the full-on sweep, 4 points for Team Shinobiism. Xian, we have so many matches to go through. We talked about the schedule coming up, right? This is only the first day of this week's 3 matches, right? Who do we have up next for tomorrow?
Tomorrow, we'll also be having matches. Don't forget, this is the first week that we'll be having 3, instead of 2. So tomorrow we'll be seeing Gyugan, B6 FAV Roto Z. We'll be seeing Nagoya Oja Body Star. We'll be seeing all the other teams, playing tomorrow. This week is a change of more matches for you. So don't be missing out, for all these great actions, because that is what I've been looking for every day for now.
Right, and of course, Mildon Beast will be facing off. To kind of give you the breakdown, right, the first match for tomorrow is going to be Nagoya Oja Body Stars versus Team Gyogun, as well as V6 plus FAV Roto Z facing off against Mildom Beast, to let you guys know. And of course, we do have the current standings standing by for you all as well. For those that are in the States, the matches begin at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. What time does this start for you guys over there, Xian?
It's going to be at 7 p.m. JST. For people in Southeast Asia, it will be 8 p.m. JST. It'll be 7 p.m. for people in Southeast Asia. So you guys shouldn't be missing it tomorrow, Checking out the scores now, Good 8 Squad still is holding at the top position, despite the draw that they actually had today.
Without a doubt, and we've seen some significant changes in the lower half of the standings, right? Especially through Shinobiism Gaming, they have propelled themselves within the top 3 as it stands right now. But we still have to see Mildon Beast play, as well as Nagoya Oja Body Stars. So as it stands right now, Shinobiism Gaming making a huge advancement in the standings with that 4-point victory they got today, with a total of 7 points. Detonation also being stuck at 7th place right now. Team Seoul currently at 5 points, and we're going to see a little bit more of the rest of the teams playing their matches. But Good 8 Squad also getting 2 more points is pretty significant, so still maintaining that lead.
Talking about Mildon Beast, there's something that I will highlight about Daigo's team is I really like how Daigo Mildon Beast pick a lot of character specialists like Moruto and YSC Mochi Dowsim, knowing the rules of the home and away, because this is definitely not a legit. I would say that YSC Mochi, despite being my favorite player, is not a legit pick at all if there's the ban system. There's a reason why character specialists is like YSC Mochi and Moruto didn't have a chance, and I really like Daigo's unorthodox picks. Now we got the chart right here.
That's right, you see the full-on standings. Good 8 Squad still at the top. V6 plus FAV Roto Z currently hanging on in second place, still with their games to play. Shinobiism Gaming kicking themselves up into third place. And of course, Mildon Beast following right behind him. The top 4 is absolutely vital when it comes to Street Fighter League. And of course, you see Seoul making their way up from 3 to 5. The Goya Oja Body Stars playing tomorrow. Detonation falling pretty short today, not able to get a point. And of course, Gyogun at the bottom, still waiting to play their matches as well, which is happening. Just to give you an FYI, we do appreciate everybody that have been tuning in. Xian, it has been an absolute pleasure. Again, this is going to be what's happening tomorrow. It's going to be 3 days this week. 3 days of Street Fighter League.
I'm very excited about it, so I'm looking forward for tomorrow with you guys.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Again, we've told you what time it's going to be at. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for more Street Fighter League Pro-JP 2021. Until then, keep playing Street Fighter. Take care, everyone. Have a good